All right, let's start. Let's continue with friction. Let's solve some more problems. Coefficient of friction are nu s, that is static, is 0.4, and nu kinetic is 0.3 between all surfaces of contact. Determine the force P for which the motion of the 30 kg block is impending A if cable is attached, if cable AB is attached, and B if it is removed. Okay, so let's solve for both these cases. Suppose let's consider the case where the cable is attached and draw the free body diagram. So this is the free body diagram. There will be tension T, and this is 20 kg, so there will be normal reaction N, and the block will move in this direction, so frictional force will be in this direction. It's called as N1 and F1, and the self weight, that is 20 into 9.81. Okay, and so on the second block it will be, the forces will be equal and opposite, so this will be N1 and this also equal and opposite. Frictional force F1 and N2 and F2 and this is force P. Okay, and also there will be the self weight, that is 30 into 9.8. Right, so that is the free body diagram. So now let's write the equations for starting with block A. So summation Fy is 0. So N1 is equal to, or I can write it N1 minus upwards positive, so N1 minus 20 into 9.81 is equal to 0. So that would give you N1. So calculate N1, and F1 will be nu static into N. That is, nu static is 0.4, so 0.4 into N.
Sir, N1 is 196.2.
Correct, on 96.2, and F1 is
78.48.
78.48 newtons. Okay. All right, now let's do the same for, so we are solving for the first case where cable is attached. So let's do the FBD for the second block. So for second block, summation Fy is equal to 0. So upwards positive. Let's do it over here. So summation Fy equal to 0, upwards positive. So N2 minus N1 minus 30 into 9.81 is equal to 0. So that will give you N2, and summation and F2 will be nu static into N2, and this I am using because it is given that the motion is impending. Only then I can use this. And summation Fx is equal to 0. So my right hand side positive, so I will get minus P plus F1 plus F2 is equal to 0. and that will give me P. I hope you are following the technique of how to draw the free body diagram. These all forces are equal and opposite. Okay, F1 and N1, the directions when it comes to the second block, block B, the directions are equal and the directions are opposite, magnitudes are equal. Tell me the value of
Sir,
P.
N2 is of P, 274.6.
P. We are taking the value of P, na?
Yes, sir.
That is, if we round it up, it will be 275 newtons. Alright, so P is 275 newtons. N2 is 490.5 newtons and F2 is 196.2 newtons. Alright. Now let's do the second case. So this is the calculation. P is 275. Now let's do the second case. The cable is removed. So when cable is removed, this is the free body diagram. So in that case, you can just draw the free body diagram like this: normal reaction and one frictional force in the opposite direction. There is no frictional force between the two blocks. Okay, so again write the equations of equilibrium. So now you can just club these two weights together and add them and multiply it by the gravitation point. So summation Fy is equal to 0. So N is equal to 20. So I should write it. N minus 20 plus 30 into 9.81 is equal to 0. So that will give me N, and F is equal to nu static into N, and summation Fx is equal to 0. So minus P, right hand side positive, so minus P plus F is equal to 0. So P is equal to F, that is equal to nu static into F. So calculate P.
N is 490.5.
Correct. N is 490.5 newtons.
F is 196.2.
196.2. So P is 196.2 newtons. Alright. So that completes this. Right. So next one. Considering only values of theta less than 90, determine the smallest value of theta for which the motion of the block to the right is impending when m is equal to 30 kg, m is equal to 40 kg. So we'll solve for one of this case, m is equal to 30 kg, and then you can try it to solve using what the other case also. Okay, so let's draw the free body diagram. So for free body diagram, what I'm going to do, I'm going to consider the resultant. I'm going to use this resultant of the normal and frictional force, and the resultant makes an angle of phi s with the vertical. Okay. So phi s will be nothing but tan inverse of nu static. So always we are going to use the coefficient of static friction. Don't use the coefficient of kinetic friction because the motion is impending. Okay. So I can just reconstruct this in this way using the transmissibility. So this I can extend as line of action of R and take it up. This is R, so this will be phi s. Okay. And weight will be W, that will be 30 into 9.81, and this 120 Newton force. At an angle theta, and that is what you have to find out. So just present all these values and find out phi s. Phi s is tan inverse of mu s. So tell me, what is the value of phi s?
14.
40, correct. So phi s is 40 degrees, and this is the diagram which we are going to use. Right. Now let's apply the Lami's theorem. So when I apply the Lami's theorem, I can write R divided by sine theta is equal to the weight W, that is W, it is 294.3 divided by sine. Now the angle which is opposite to this is this angle, alright, this angle. So that comes out to be phi s plus 90 minus theta, okay, and that is equal to 120 divided by sine of angle opposite to that will be this angle. This angle. Okay, so that is 180 minus phi s. Okay, so we have already calculated phi s. Substitute the value and solve and find angle theta. So you don't really need the first term R. So use the second and third term. So I will just write this again. So it is 294.3 divided by sine of phi s. So phi s I will substitute as 14.036. So that becomes sine I'm sorry, this is 180 minus theta. Okay. This is sine phi s, that it is 14.036 plus 180 minus theta is equal to 120 and again here phi s is 14. To substitute and find out. You should get an expression something like this: sine of 194.06 minus theta is equal to something. So tell me this value, how much you are getting this? On the RHS, tell me the value, what you are getting.
0.594.
Correct, 0.59. Find out the value of theta. Yeah, sir.
157.6.
Okay. So you are getting 157. How much did you take this angle? Inverse.
Sine inverse 0.594.
So how much did you take that?
Sir, it is 36.441.
Okay. Now it is asked that you have to consider the values which are less than 180 degrees. Okay. So if you remember, sine theta is equal to sine of 180 minus theta. Correct? So please, so use that obtuse angle. Got it? Or should I explain? Okay. Let me explain. So when you take sine inverse of 0.594, the calculator will give you the value 36.44. Okay, but instead of taking in this relation, don't, because we need a angle which is less than 90 degrees. So instead of taking 36.44, take 180 minus 36.44. So what is that value? 180 minus 36.44. Can you tell me?
143.55.
143.55. Okay.
55.
Now take sine of this angle and tell me what is the value. Take sine of 143.55. How much is that?
Sir, sine or sine inverse?
No, just I want you to just check out something. Take sine of 143.55. We have already taken the sine inverse. So I just wanted to just
0.594.
0.594, right? So you are getting the same value, 0.594.
Yes, sir.
Right? So you have to use this not 36.44 but 180 minus 36.44, because sine theta is equal to sine of 180 minus theta. We know that relationship. So here when you take the inverse, 194.06 minus theta should be equated to 143.55. Okay, and then calculate the value of theta. because we need the value which is less than 90 degrees.
50.51.
50.51, correct. 50.51 is the correct answer. 50.55 or 50.51. It's a round of error. Any questions? Hello. All right. If you have any question, please ask immediately. Okay, let's continue. Determine the range of values for which mass m0 may have so that the 100 kg block shown in the figure will neither start moving up the plane nor slip down the plane. The coefficient of static friction for the contact surface is 0.3. So you have to find out that range of values for m0 so that the impending motion is either up the plane or down the plane. Okay, so let's start for the impending motion. Case 1, impending motion is up the plane. So normal reaction will be this one. This is not normal, and impending motion is up the plane. It is impending. Okay, so then there will be tension T. Frictional force will be obviously opposite. This F. This will be F max, and it will be with weight 100 into 9.81. Okay, and this angle is 20. So let's draw the. Let me put the free body diagram. And this T, if you draw the free body diagram for this mass, so this is T, so this is also T, and this is also T. So if you draw the free body diagram of just the mass m0, so it will be m0 into g, and this will be T. So T is m0 into g. Right? So this is written as T is equal to m0 into g. So x-axis is along the inclined plane, y-axis is perpendicular. So let's write the equations of equilibrium. Summation Fy is equal to 0. Vertically upwards positive. So n minus 981 cos. So this is 20 degrees. So this also will be 20 degrees. Okay. So that is 981 cos 20 is equal to 0. So that will give you n. And F max is equal to nu static into n. So find out F max. Now write the equation for summation. Fx is equal to 0. Up the inclined plane positive. So m0 into 9.81. This is nothing but your T plus minus 277 minus F max minus 981 into sine 20 is equal to 0. So find out n0.
Sir, what is the value of static coefficient?
Nu static.
Nu static.
Static is 0.3.
Okay.
Static is 0.3.
Sir, N is 921.838.
Correct. 921.838. So I have rounded off it to 922 newtons.
22.
Yeah.
And F max is 276.5 or 277.
277. 277 newtons. So tell me the value of M0.
62.43.
Correct. 62.4 kgs. Okay. So this value is corresponding to case 1. So that is the impending motion is up the incline. Impending up the incline. Alright. So in this case, M0 will be maximum. Okay. Now let's consider the second case. So this is the equation. So case 2, impending is motion is down the plane. Down. Okay. So in this case, all the calculations are going to be same. Summation Fy is same. This equation is going to be same. Fmax is going to be same. Only the direction of Fmax now will be changed. So this will be reversed. Okay. So when that gets reversed, this sign is going to change from negative to positive. Right. So let's draw. I'm just constructing the free body diagram for this. Okay, and just I will just rewrite this equation with this as positive. Okay, so this becomes m0 into 9.81 plus 277 minus 981 sine 20 is equal to 0. So again find out m0. Okay, now this will be the minimum value.
So 5.965.
5.965, correct. So that is approximately. There may be some rounding error. It is 6.01. So 5.965 is also correct. If you take these values, you will get this 6.01. Okay. Alright. So as you can see, this is minimum value. Alright. Next one. let's solve one example on slipping and tipping. Okay, so the drum has a weight of 100 newtons and rests on the floor, for which the coefficient of static friction is 0.6. Okay, and if A is 2, so this is 2, and B is 3, determine the smallest magnitude of force P which will cause the impending motion of the drum. Okay, so there are two possible cases now. Since the object has dimensions, so the earlier case we used to consider it as a point mass. So here two possible cases are there. So that is, first is tipping. Okay, so that means it will tip over this point, or it can slip, or slide, or it is also commonly called as slipping. Just to rhyme it, tipping and slip. So let's assume tipping, and so I will, हाँ थोड़ा स्लो वरती लावा नहीं स्लो वरती ठीक है मतलब पाहिजे ना. Okay, so summation fx is equal to 0. Alright, so I have resolved this. I hope you have got this. This is 5. So this is tan in this angle is theta. So theta is tan inverse of 3 by 4. So that is 36.86. So this is P cos 36.86, and this is P sin 36.86. So that is, this comes out to be 0.8p and 0.6p. Okay. So summation fx is 0. So this is 0.8p minus f is equal to 0. So f is equal to 0.8p and f is also equal to nu n. So that is equal to 0.6 into n, and n is so that this is equating these two equations. This is equal to 0.8p. Okay, so n becomes 4 by 3. So then summation fy is equal to 0. So n minus 100 minus 0.6p is equal to 0. So n is 4 by 3 times p minus 100 minus 0.6p is equal to 0. So calculate p.
अपलोड किया है, ये डाउनलोड करके आपको साइन कर देंगे.
Yes, tell me the value of p. Hello.
$136.4.
136.4 or 136.36 newtons as I have written. Sometimes I round it or sometimes I don't. Right. So P is 136.36 newtons. Okay, now we are solving this based on the assumption that this is tipping. Okay, we are assuming this tipping, but this has to be verified. So let's verify that. So uh, so we have to see whether this P is exceeding the impending limit. Okay, so it should not exceed the impending limit. So calculate moment about O, summation M about O, and find out if it comes to 0. So I will just do the calculation. So that is equal to minus 0.6 P into 2. This is 2. And this is 3 meters. It's given minus into 2 minus 100. So this is symmetrical. So this is 1 meter. This is 1 meter. So minus 100 into 1 plus 0.8 P into 3 is equal to 0. So find out how much this value comes out. Yes, how much is summation M about O?
83.33.
63.63.
नहीं सर
83.33.
83.33 आ रहा है आंसर.
Yes,
For-
83.
For what? Not for P. I want the value of M. P we have already calculated. You are calculating for P or M?
P.
Sorry. I am sorry.
P.
Substitute the value which we have calculated in the earlier calculation. I am sorry. P is equal to 136.36. Just keep that calculations also. We will be needing that. So put this 136.36 and calculate this summation M about O.
वर्ड्स भी लिखा हुआ है, वर्ड में भी लिखा हुआ है.
63.632.
63.63 Newton meters, and it comes out to be positive, right? It is greater than 0. Okay, so we are for this 136.36 we are getting a moment which is greater than 0. So that means at this force this is not going to be in equilibrium. Okay, so you have to find the corresponding force for which this moment is going to be 0. So find out summation M about A is equal to 0. And but one thing is confirmed, since this is coming greater than 0, so that means the tipping is confirmed. So this is block is going to tip. Okay, so it is going to be tipping motion. So summation M is equal to 0. So 0.6 times P into 2 minus 100 into 1 plus 0.8 P into 3 is equal to 0. Now calculate the value of P, which you have already calculated just now.
83.33.
83.3. Okay, so this is the P minimum. Okay, now we have got this value. Okay, P min is equal to 83.3. So let's now just summarize this out to the method. So to start with, assume tipping, identify if it is clockwise or counterclockwise tipping. So here obviously it is a counterclockwise tipping, and take that direction as positive. Find summation fx and summation fy. I am just doing a recap of the steps which we have followed. apply summation MO at the point of tipping. So this is the point of tipping. And if summation M0 is 0 or in the direction of tipping, then there will be tipping. So if this is 0 or if this is greater than 0. Right, so in both the cases there will be tipping and solve for tipping. Now the last step is remaining. We have to verify by comparing F versus F max. Okay, so to verify F versus F max, now here we have taken P is equal to 83.33. all right, so F is equal to 0.8 into P, 0.8 into 83.33. So that comes out to be 66.66 Newton, and N using summation Fy will be this 100 plus 0.6 P. Okay, so it is 0.6 into 83.33 plus 100, so that comes out to be 50. So maximum frictional resistance this surface can offer will be F max, so that is equal to 0.6, that is new static into N, and that comes out to be 90, which is greater than 66.6 Newton. Okay, so this is how it should be. The maximum frictional resistance offered by the surface is greater than the frictional force which is generated. So this is okay. So this is okay. Okay, so tipping is confirmed, and so if you apply this force, the motion will be impending, and it will be a impending tipping motion. Let's now do one case where there is slipping. Okay, so again, when we are doing tipping versus slipping, so again, if summation, now we'll see the next example. If this summation M0 comes out to be negative, and last case it was positive, if it is negative, then it is slipping, and you have to check for slipping and locate the point where the F and N are located. So in this case, F and N will not be located at O, but they will be located somewhere in between this base. So let's do that part. A drum has a weight of 100 newtons and rests on the floor, for which the coefficient of static friction is 0.5. A is 3, B is 4, and determine the smallest magnitude of P, which will cause the impending motion. Okay, so again we are going to assuming tipping. So always start by assuming it is tipping, and do summation Fy is equal to 0. So N minus 100 minus 0.6 P is equal to 0. Summation Fx is equal to 0. So 0.8 P minus F is equal to 0. So F is equal to nu N. So that is equal to 0.5 N. The friction is given as 0.5. So 0.8 P minus 0.5 N is equal to 0. So N is equal to 0.8 divided by 0.5 into P. So that is equal to 1.6 P. Right. So substitute that in this equation and find the value of P and N. P is 100 newtons and N is 160 newtons. Okay. Now we are going to check for the moment summation M about O and find the value. So this is P is 100, so this is 60 newtons. This is 80 newtons. Alright, so summation M about O, so minus 60 into sticking clockwise positive, minus 60 into 3, this is total is 3 meter, this is 4 meter, minus 60 into 3 plus 80 into 4 minus 100 into 1.5 calculate the value. Sir, 15 मिनट का नाश्ता करते हैं आपका मेल खुल के दे दो आपको पता नहीं नाश्ता करते हैं so tell me the value.
-10.
-10 Newton meter. So it comes out to be anti-clockwise. So this is negative, so that means there is no tipping. Okay. In the earlier case, this was positive, so that means there was tipping. So there will be only sliding or slipping. Okay. So there will be only sliding. Okay. Now we have to find the value of P for which this will be 0. So now in this case, the forces will not be located at the point O. They will be shifted to somewhere in between the base. So let's assume that it is at a distance x from the axis of symmetry. We can assume any distance. So now apply summation m about this point, summation O dash, where this becomes summation m about O dash, where this moment should be 0. Okay, so write the equation. So 80 into 4 minus 60 into 1.5 minus 100 into 0 minus 160 into x is equal to 0. N will be 100 plus 60, that is 160. So I am taking the moment of that. This is nothing but n. So find out x.
One 1.437.
1.437. So x is 1.437, which is less than 1.5, and so the drum slips at p is equal to 100, and so this should be less than 1.5. Okay, it should lie within this drum, that is this distance 1.5. Otherwise, again the calculations are not very good. Okay, so that verifies the calculations. Alright, so that's all about slipping and tipping. Let's continue. Any questions? Hello.
No, sir, no questions.
If you have any questions, you go through the notes and you can come back with the questions if you have any questions. Alright. A uniform 14-meter pole. So let's now this type of questions, these are called as ladder friction problem. It is not something very different. Just surfaces resting against simultaneously resting against vertical and horizontal forces, and there's a tendency to slide. So this type of problems are called as ladder friction problem. Okay. It always may not be a ladder. It can be something like a pole also, as it is in this example. Okay, say a uniform pole of 14 meters weighs 150 Newton and it is supported as shown. Calculate the force P required to move the pole if the coefficient of static friction for each contact location is 0.4. Okay, and assume motion is impending. So impending motion will be to the left. So the frictional, the forces will be NB. And this will be 0.4 NB. This is NA, and this is going to slide up. So the friction here will be in opposite direction. So 0.4 NA. And at the center that will be the weight, which is a line. So 0.7 meters 0.7 meters, and this is equal to 150. So let me just redraw the free body diagram. So this is the free body diagram. So take moment summation m about b is equal to 0.
10 will come, no? 10 and
Which
4.
one?
10 and 4 will, no?
What 10 and 4?
Pythagoras 6 and 10 triplet.
No, 6 is this height.
Ah, sir, length, breadth. So 6,
6
10
is
will come,
not
no?
the
10 and 4.
6 is the only this height where the point where the ladder is resting. This height is not 6. Okay, this is not 6.
Okay.
Right, so summation about b is equal to 0. So I am taking here anti-clockwise positive. So that is equal to 150 into this angle theta, 150 into this is 7, so 7 cos theta minus 10. So this distance will be, as you have correctly said, will be how much? Will be square root of 6 square plus 8 square, that is equal to 10. Okay, so that distance is 10. So now NA is passing through point B. So this moment of this point for NA will be 0. Only the normal component will have the moment. So, and that is in clockwise direction, and we have taken anti-clockwise positive. So NA minus NA into 10 is equal to 0. Alright, so find out NA.
सर चेक केला काय मिळालं दोन्ही दोन्ही वर्षाचं काय पण नाही असणार ना सर कोर्स 131.25
NA, no, NA will not be that much.
Sir, 84.
Correct, NA is 80. How much did you take theta? Theta is tan inverse of 6 by 4.
So 36.86.
Correct, 6 divided by 8. So that is equal to 36. That is that theta is tan inverse of 6 by 8. So that is equal to 36.86 degrees. Okay. So when you substitute that, NA is 84 newtons. Okay. I hope all of you are getting the same answer. Now let's do summation Fy equal to 0. So NB minus 150, and this is theta. So this is also theta. And this angle with the horizontal is also going to be theta. So 150 minus 150 plus 80. NA is 84. Okay. So this is 84
Oh,
cos
oh,
theta and vertical component of 0.4 Na. This will be in downward direction, so minus 0.4 into 84, because Na is 84 into cos, sorry, sin theta, sin theta. Sin theta is equal to 0. And here theta is 36 point. Theta is 36.86 degrees. So calculate P. No, sorry, NB.
Actually, already तुमचे पेपर घेतलेला आहे ते काय असतील ते तुमचंच पेपर आहे आता डेटा कलेक्ट केलेला ना म्हणून सर ते 20 डेटा नाव
Just tell me value of NB.
197.04.
No, 197 is wrong. There are other answers.
102.9. 102.9.
Correct. 102.94. I have rounded up to 103. Correct. So that is the correct answer. Okay. So NB is 103. Now we have to find out P. So to find P, do summation. Fx is equal to 0. So this is theta. This is also theta. And this horizontal angle with the horizontal, this is also theta. Okay, so right hand side positive, so minus P plus 0.4 NB plus NA sin theta plus 0.4 NA cos theta is equal to 0. Okay, where theta is 36.86, NA is, we have calculated that 84 newtons, that is rounded up value, and NB is 103 newtons. Substitute that and find the value of B.
Hello, sir. Just okay to wait. Let's do the कुछ नहीं कोई आएगा नहीं फोन दीदी का आएगा तो बस बैठो
108.47.
108 or 118?
118, sorry, 118.
So it is 118.47, which are rounded up to 118.50 newtons. All right, that's all for today. I hope everybody has submitted the assignments. So we'll stop here for today.
Total दाखवतो का? एकूण average दाखवतो का?
We'll continue with the friction for tomorrow's lecture.
एक और किती आहे?
All right. Okay. Bye. Thank you.
एक करावं लागेल. हो, फक्त